Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. I had to remember what day it was for a moment. Right, Sophie? The best day of all? Well, almost. Mario Day is pretty good. But it is 404. And bits. Thank you, homeless. I appreciate that. Always enjoy Fireball first thing in the morning. Oh, and right, maybe about like 30 seconds ago, I had almost forgot to turn on the app for the avatars running around, which my app runs the Sophie treat. All right, so we're going to switch over. We're going to do this. We'll see if this will switch over here. Come on, Stream Deck. There we go. All right. Here we are. And, what? Homeless. You're on fire this morning. You were like super first, and then now all the bits. I appreciate that. So how's everybody's week been? Yes, Fireball. It's the best thing I could think of for doing bits, right? Oh, week has been felt really long, but it projects. Gotta do work projects. It's probably because I put in like 6 hours of like OT on Monday. It was only supposed to be a short meeting, but it turned into be a very long meeting trying to get some stuff done for a project. So, hey, whatever. But yes, it is 404 day because it is April 4th, and 404 day is page not found. The True Dark Horse, welcome in. How am I doing today? So far, I am doing pretty good. It's pretty chilly this morning, but outside of that, things are well. Things are well. We're just sitting here chit-chatting. I was just saying it is 404 day. I like days that match up to stuff, right? So you had like March 10th, which is like Mario Day. Today is 404 day. So, our error message, famous 404 day, page not found. So today is the day that cannot be found. It does not exist. And yeah. Jeepin. Jeepin. You're not first, Jeepin. Jeepin tried. She tried. She's usually driving the work while I'm just getting the work while I'm just starting. Does that mean you can leave work if the day does not exist? True. You could probably do that. Be like, you know what? Today is 404 day. It means we're not supposed to be here. And therefore I'm leaving work. Yes. I could see that. Her PC's lagging. Yeah. Well, I mean, she's on a work PC or her phone. They're lagging. That's all. Right. But has everybody, I don't know if anybody else follows the Pokemon, Nintendo, and Pocket Pair lawsuit stuff that's been going on for what, like 2-3 years now? But recently, the U.S. Patent Office rejected Nintendo's patent claims. So, that is a loss, and Nintendo is now starting to lose ground on some of the main points that it was trying to hold to in the lawsuits, right? So, I guess we will see what comes out of this, right? And yeah. So, given the game 2 months to respond before the filing could be permanently revoked. So they get 2 months. And then that's it. the U.S. Patent Office rejects Nintendo's patent claims. They have rejected 26 claims. Honestly, StarCraft should sue Space Marine. It's literally a copy of the game, but with a closer view. True. Kelvar, wait, who are you? What happened to the bearded guy who was managing Sophie's stream? Well, he's on vacation now. We swap. We're like snowbirds, right? So one goes somewhere in the winter, another one of us comes here in the summer. So yeah. Hi. I'm the new 8-bit. It was time. I generally shave off the beard, and the beard was pretty long this time. And but yeah, I did right at the beginning of April, obviously. So now for the summer, I'll keep it pretty short. So I did a full shave, and now I'll let it grow just a little bit, and then that's where it'll stay for the summer. And then once we hit winter again, or mid autumn, fall, we'll start to let it grow back out. Homeless, but they don't care. They appreciate people like their games and make similar ones. True. Yeah, I mean the games are pretty close, just different views of the game, right? But they're okay with it. So, let's get some music going. Maybe. There we are. All right. And let's see. Desktop audio is not on. There it is. All right. So, the important news, right? As far as my news, the Escape is now finalized and up on itch, because I had taken the page down for a little bit, but it is there. You can come here, you can play it, and this is the total, right? So this is how much development time I managed to get to it in 3 months. And it's 10 days, 15 hours, and 13 minutes. So it equated to 255 hours and 13 minutes. So, not bad, right? What was it? The previous one was a little bit more. The RPG was like 300 hours. And now the Escape is done, right? So managed to get it done. I did not get it done by Monday, though. It took me a couple more days. And mostly that was because work literally put me behind between 6 to 7 hours. You know, I lost it the whole beginning part of the day, and then it was tough trying to fit in those hours. So I think I got it done technically Thursday night, but so a little bit over, but that's because my working on a non-work day, so hey. But this is what we're gonna play. We're gonna play it for a little bit. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about what we think and whether and what kind of was cut out, and the rush to finish the game, right? And of course, this is probably where I'll find all the a whole bunch of bugs. But you know what? That's all right. Overall, I think the game did well, right? You really need to do something about that work thing. True. It keeps getting in the way. Game development is priority one, not your living expenses. True. Yeah. I mean, if game development paid the living expenses, then we would have like a really good deal, right? All right, let's let's switch over to this screen, and we're gonna run this like this. We're gonna play it. So the escape turned out okay, right? One of the things that I almost completely forgot was, how do you win the game? I did all this, and then like Monday, I was like, oh crap, I forgot to add in the how you win. So I had to put that in there. All right, so we'll go ahead and start. It says, hey friend, I can only help for a short time before they notice I'm here. I'm creating a portal to get you to the next area. Go through the blue portal when it arrives. All right. You must get out before they do more experiments on you. All right. Cool. And here, take this weapon. Unfortunately, you may need to fight your way out. I think I just realized my first bug. Yeah. That's a pretty big bug. I forgot to turn on the weapon for the for the player. Oh, all right. Let's do that. And then we will fix that, right? So we need to do a couple things real fast here. Let me finish that. I need to bring up the game again in GitHub here. Then we'll get it. This was my fault. We're going to start with it's a sword, right? So we're going to save that. We're going to create a new oh, all right. Oh, I see what's going on. Let's do this. Let me turn that off for a minute. We're going to sign in. Accept all. GameMaker chose not to sign in. So now we're back. All right. Is it failing to sign in? Is that the problem? Well, that's a problem. There we go. Okay. It's still doing it. What the hell is going on? I'm signed in. So This makes it a problem, huh? All right, well, let's see if it lets me do it. And it won't. Oh, shit. How do we solve the problem? Let's check here. We're on this currently. Did it have... No, there's no update or anything. So let's close this. See if this will let it this time. Yes. Dang. All right. So what do we need to do now? That throws a loop into everything. All right. There's always problems in the in game design stuff, right? All right. Authentication. Let me close this all the way down. Let me reopen GameMaker. So GameMaker is acting like it's lost its communication, which could just be a bug. And that looks like I'm signed in now. I think so. All right. What do we got going on here? All right, so we open that. That looks okay. Now, it thinks it's a different version. So let me get this working right. There we are. And now I can make the download. All right. We're good. We're good. It fixed itself. Go there. But while I'm struggling here, what is everybody up to this weekend? And did you have a good week? My week was pretty good. It was just long, right? It felt really long because the extra hours on Monday. But overall, it was a good weekend or a good week, right? And I'm embracing the fact that I am going to be solo next week. Jeepin is heading out. She's going to be gone for till like Monday through Friday because of stuff for work. And it's, I'm going to have to figure out how to do things again. All right. That we're going to test it because this should be okay. Let's go back to that. Come on, you're watching the Final Four in basketball last night. Nice drama at the end of the UConn South Carolina women's game. Oh, okay. I did not hear about what happened there. What else is going on? Jibin, yeah, you'll come home and I'll be hungry. True. I'd be like, there's no food. It's eating cardboard. Eating cardboard with cheese and pretending it's leftover pizza or something, right? All right. Oh, and we have a Sophie treat. Thank you for that. Let's switch over. There she is. As always, she gets a little confused now. So, she's thankful for the Sophie treat. But if you can see, if you've been here before, there used to be a big carpet here, right? Well, we rearranged a little bit. So the carpet's gone, and Sophie likes to lie down on carpet most of the time. So she gets a little confused. She's like, I don't know what to be doing now, right? All right, let's turn the GX browser back on. There we go. You can see the bird seed that Arwen throws out. True. Let's switch back here. Yeah, Arwen is now behind me instead of over that way, right? So her cage is back here. And yes, you can see the bird seed that's on the floor that, Sophie likes to gobble up. The Yukon coach blew a gasket because the SC coach did not shake his hand at the game start while ESPN played the pregame handshake endlessly. Gotcha. And G-Bin, a sub, 44 months. That's a long time. That is how long I've been streaming. All right. Yeah, Kelvar, that's some drama stuff right there. There's always stuff in games these days, right? But yeah, I could see them losing their, they're cool over that. All right. Let's retry this, right? All right, we're going to run the game. And we have another Sophie treat. She's like, I like this. Come on, OBS. There we go. There we are. These are just little treats. Hey, you can see she went and found a piece of carpet to go lay down on. That is on, that carpet's on Jeep inside. All right. Yeah, so my carpet that I had here, since I rearranged a little bit, is now outside on the patio. It's the patio one, and everybody knows that we're now gamers because the carpet had a giant game controller on the carpet, right? So it's outside. Plus, the big chairs, the wicker chairs that we had upstairs on the balcony are now out there with it. So it's a nice little sit-down area. Yes, everybody knows we're gamers now. Everybody. Every single person. Right? But that is okay. True. Now they'll probably understand when they're walking past and they hear me swearing at games. They'll be like, "Oh, he's a gamer." You know, that's all right. Talking about this game, this is mostly all my stuff in here, right? As far as like pixel art goes, I made the walls. I learned something new when doing the walls, how to do gradient effect with a sprite. And it worked out pretty good, I think. I had trouble trying to animate this, but you know. Jeepin, you know what you're going to get while you're on your work travel? Texas. I would assume In-N-Out Burger? Whataburgers? Some, I know. A big steak. That's what you're going to get. Yingling. Oh, who would have thought? Jeebin, it loves Yingling. So, if you for Yingling beer, right? They don't sell Yingling in the state here. So, we have to go to Texas to get it. And since she's going to be there for the week for work, that's what's going to happen. She's going to grab a couple cases. We'll be stocking up. All right, let's. There we are. On the pause menu, I'm sure you were able to see last week if you were here last weekend, but the pause menu now has a resume button, as it always did, but it also has the save, a volume slider, which has been there for a little while, right? And a load button. So it saves it to the browser. But this is it. I see something that makes me question something. Well, player is starting at level 0. Okay. I am not sure why I saw one of the enemies there. But you know what? That's fine. It's fine, right? They weren't doing any special abilities, so it's fine. As you start, you're immediately, you don't have enough essence, right? You're out of essence. You cannot afford any more weapons. So sad. You hit okay, but you can get a item, which is free. Let's do bomb. Because I'm wondering, I probably should have got this one. I believe the taco is all set, but that might be a shortfall. So if that is a shortfall, that would kind of be a miss on one of the items. All right, well, let's go next round, right? So now that we have an item, it shows up on the left-hand side. And it does small explosions. The animation stuff did not really happen on the items. I was tempted to pull the items out. I was. Part of the problem was Crimson Desert came out. I'm gonna blame it on Crimson Desert, right? Why? Because I started playing that and then really wanted to play it, and so there was lots of times that I played Crimson Desert versus doing game dev. Which is probably why I only ended up with what, like 250-ish hours, 255, when it probably could have been closer to like 300. But, you know. All right, so now that we're in here, we get to pick another weapon. Let's do Shuriken. Fast throwing. So now we have a melee and a ranged in our grid here. I wonder if it lets me. Uh-oh. That's a fail right there. All right. We're going to make a list of a couple things that we are going to fix on here. Playing games instead of developing them is blasphemous. Yes. True. But, you know, I am a sinful developer, apparently. Can't help that. All right. Things missed. Items are not tradable for another item. So, when you pick an item, you are stuck with it. All right. And what was the other one I just said? Crimson Desert is worth it, though? Yes, true. Very true. Tacos. That's it. Double check. They restore 50% HP and I don't think the tacos should restore HP at all. Taco induces rage mode. Remove HP, because that makes the tacos kind of like overpowered. You reach the point in the game where it is getting really hard. True. I hit that point as well. I accidentally found a boss that I should not be fighting. It was one-shotting me, and I was like, this is way tough. Plus, I didn't have a lot of food with me. I also did not have very good food with me. And now I am also facing another boss that I can fight. However, I only have like the general food with me. The mobs are getting bigger, and they want you to clear a whole battlefield. True. All right. I need 300 plus food. I need food that delivers better results. That's what I need. So, right here, this is fast. So, yeah, sure can. Needs to destroy itself when it hits an enemy. All right. So we're going to have a couple things we're going to have to fix on this game. Soup and porridge, true. And I don't have any of the ingredients to make that stuff. So I was just like, you know what? I just need to make a bunch of like regular cooked meat. And that was it. Well, yeah, this is what I mean. You see how, like, one, it's firing really fast for these shurikens, right? Okay. So let's grab a frying pan. There. Why is that showing up as a level 1? Let's grab a pistol. So now we have 4 weapons. That shuriken definitely needs repaired. And we're 10 XP away from going to level 2. Or level 1. So the question then is, should a player start at level 1? I think so, right? Not level 0? If we're fixing things, maybe I need to adjust that. I did not get as much feedback from people playing this game as I did with my previous ones. So, unfortunately, let's swap that out. Yeah, it should start at level 1, right? Yeah. All right. Q, welcome in. How have you been? All right, so we're going to add that to our list of, oh crap, we kind of forgot to do some stuff, right? So we need player starts at level 1, not 0. Yeah. All right, now we have an item and the the shield. All right. So we're going to do another round. All right. I think we have enough that we're going to... We'll stop playing. We'll try to fix the bugs that are there. Looks much cleaner. Yeah, I mean it's pretty clean. It's got, I mean, obviously some issues, but it's a 3-month game. The game itself is done, right? We have some bugs that we've decided we need to fix, right? So we're gonna fix that. But outside of that, the game's pretty much there, right? So officially, well, and we're gonna talk about it today. We're gonna talk about the next project. So, but I think that's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and close that. And we'll pull up a couple things here. So let me review our notes, right? So what do we have? Well, we have a couple problems. Player needs to start at level 1, not 0. I think I changed that for some testing. And so it's completely off, right? But what else do we need? These are kind of our things right here, right? These are just going to be the ones that we fix for this, and then that's it. We're not going to touch it anymore after that. Unless, of course, we find some major, like, game-breaking bug, right? So one of the first things is this. Player needs to start at level 1. All right, so we can call that one out and put that into the fix column. Then we're this one, right? So this one, the shuriken needs to destroy itself when it hits an enemy, right? So we need range projectile here. It's probably not where we want it. What? Object range shuriken. Let me check in there. Okay, so there's no code in either one of those. So I'm going to pull up parent enemy. There, put some music on. Ew. This code right here, right? Let's put that up here. So this here is our projectile, right? So if dead projectile, it is a collision with the parent projectile. We're saying currently right here, instance destroy other. It should be working. Do I not have shuriken set for it? No, I do not. It needs to be a parent of that. Parent projectile. There we are. That was probably, that's just let's get rid of that because we're not going to do anything with it because all I had to do was connect the child object to it. So that was a mistake there. Right. And to validate it, let's do this. Let's run it real quick. No, let's not run it real quick. Let's give the player a shuriken to use. All right. Well, because there was a slight update and some other stuff, this is all acting weird. But let's see. Is it showing up all right? Yeah. All right. We're good. It's hitting it. I think I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but I think it's better. Right? We're not going to spend a whole lot of time with it. Where? So that's middle there. What is my collision here? We're going to redo this. We're going to say manual. We want the collision not to be on the edges. We want it to be more in the middle. So that way, it looks like the star hits the enemy better. Let's run it now. And then we'll move on to the next one, right? All right, it looks like it's hitting them better. I do feel like that is a little fast. So maybe we can slow it down. So we need player weapon. Here. So this right here is our this is our projectile line, right? So we have the initial item or weapon in the hand, that's the physical shuriken, and then the throwing of it becomes the projectile. 10. So cooldown sprite. Hold on. The speed is already, but I think this as well, right? So what is our player weapon? Sprite, speed there. But this is range, projectile. We don't have speed inside here. So it's only going to be on here. All right. Well, we'll take this, slow it down, and let's run it. Double check it. And that'll probably be it for our shuriken, right? It's meant to be a fast one, so well, that looks funny. We'll slow it to 4. All right. We know that works. Okay, so now we'll take shuriken done, move it. Our next thing is this one, right? So this is probably the bigger one. Items are not tradable. How do we want to do this? So we want to, let's do open up purchase card. Let's think about this. We want it almost to be the exact same way that we're doing the weapons, right? So in here, weapons, item to sell, which we don't really have on our item itself, but we only have on the weapon side of things. See, we have weapon to sell. So we're probably gonna have to do the same thing. We're gonna have to maybe draw some of this stuff in. Well, all right. Or maybe I have these out of order, right? So this might need to be up here more connected. I see ads are going to go off in about a minute. When they do, I'm going to be right back because I need some more coffee. And Arwen behind me, probably, I can hear her talking a lot better now because she's closer to me. But she wants uncovered. Let's look at my user event. Yeah. Homeless, you just got back from the store. You had to get more coffee. Oh, the world would be ending if I did not have coffee here. It would be a bad thing. It is one of the things Jeepin always makes sure that we have is coffee. So she knows. She'll be like, oh no, 8-bit became 8-bit Titan. There goes the world. Right, Sophie? I know. All right. Well, I don't want to start on some of this until after the ads. But they're about to, as soon as they go off, like I said, I'm going to grab some coffee because my coffee pot mug is kind of low, but you know. All right, there they are. I will see everybody in a few moments. Hang tight. Go grab some coffee. Make some coffee now that you have coffee. And I'll chat with you in a few. Hang tight.
Yeah, well, that means another coffee break.
I'm back. I had to uncover Arwen, which took me a couple extra minutes because she just wants attention as soon as you do that, right? And she is right behind me. Let's see if we can. We're going to show Arwen real quick. No, we're going to show Arwen. Literally, she's right there. She's like, he has an object in his hand. But yeah, she is right behind me. See, there's Arwen. Hi, Arwen. And of course, because I talked to Arwen, Sophie is like, I want attention. She's like, that's my screen, not Arwen's. Right. So, we're going to try to fix some of this. I think we need to go. Sophie gets, they both actually get pretty jealous, but Sophie gets really jealous, don't you? Hi. Are you jealous? Yes. She does. She gets jealous. She's like, I get all the attention. All right. So in our left button pressed, and user event, we need to adjust, right? All right. I heard a Sophie treat from Jeepin. Thanks. There she goes. She is. She's missing the carpet that we had here. Maybe I'll find something that's smaller. And we'll have it out, like, out here more. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find something. So, she doesn't like to lay down on hardwood, like on the floors, because she has trouble standing up sometimes from that. So she likes the carpet because she can grip it and stand up easier. All right. Where if mode is items, you need to trim her toenail or toe hairs. That would help probably. But we do need to get her to the vet, get her nails trimmed, check up, and yeah, if we can get maybe her toenails. Although she probably could use a spring grooming from that mobile groomer that comes out, like we can bring out here. I think that would be good. All right, we have variable items. We're gonna do. We're double checking this, right? So we have, what? Q-omitter just tipped $3. What is that? I appreciate the tip from in there. Thank you. I need noises. I need sounds. I need everything on there. I don't think I have any of that for that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not sure that's ever been done. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I don't think that's ever been done. So, I appreciate it. All right. In here, we have a couple things need to happen here. We're going to keep if item here, no one. What's 404 day? Well, Q emitter, welcome in. Thank you for that, by the way. That is very gracious, and I appreciate that. 404 day, we don't know, it doesn't exist, so it's April 4th, right? So when you write out April 4th, it's like 404, right? 4 being for April, 04 for, at least in the US, on how we write our numbers out, right? Like the date, we go month, then the day, so it's 404. When you put that together, it makes 404, and that is a internet error for page not found. Oops, let me get this out of the way. So it's page not found, and that's kind of it. So today's not the day that doesn't exist because it's 404. It's not found. It's a geeky reference. I'm a geek. It's also a widely celebrated music culture event near Atlanta, Georgia. But globally, it is 404 error day, page not found. And so it's the day that it doesn't exist because it's not found. That's all. I'm just being a geek. That's it. I like stuff like that. So like Mario Day, same thing with Mario Day, right? So Mario, is March 10th, right? Because it's MAR 10. So Mario. And it's just another geeky reference for stuff. That's all. Yeah. April 4th, 404 is the day that doesn't exist because it's a page not found. Can't find it. Sorry. Right? Okay. We're getting rid of this. Manager get items equals random items to sell, item name equals store manager in items exit. Okay, we need now basically to do the same exact thing inside our user event. So left pressed is for the mouse, and user event 0 is where I tend to put all the stuff for the controller. So it's going to be basically the same thing. Yeah. How was it? Removing that one line, right? Yeah. Here. Come back up here. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to run it. Q emitter does not compute. True. Come on, OBS. See the game. There we go. If today is not found, what day are we on? We are not on a day. This does not happen. It's just going to be a memory. That is it. That's all. All right, let's go in to the menu. We're going to pick an item. Let's do the bomb. But we want to swap it. All right. We can now just swap. So that is how it's going to work. Right? Slot is full, but you can just click one and it will keep going. Right? All right. So we can close that. Let's go back to our player weapon for a minute. No, player item. Player items. So that is now tradable. That is working for that. This one. We just want the tacos to do rage mode for 8 seconds. With that, let's see if this is working right. We're going to take off the healing the player part. We're not doing that. What we're doing is it's just going to have a rage mode to it. And again, this is kind of a fail, but not a fail. I don't know. Kelvar, what do you think? Do we think this is a fail? We're now into April. Couple days past when the game was supposed to be finished. I didn't finish it until technically Thursday night. What? I mean, like, it just needed a couple extra things. And Crimson Desert got in the way of me doing some game design. I know, I admit it. It happened. You know, it will probably happen again, but, you know. There we go. We want a taco. If the game is live, it's a success. Don't let perfection be the enemy of good. True. Okay, so the game is live, right? It's on the itch page. We're going to finish up this stuff, and then this will be sort of like the first initial update since it went live. So we'll call it a success. The game is live. And now we're just doing its first patch. How's that? Oh, I was supposed to test that. So let's just go back out here. Test this. All right, so it did pop up and say, oh, that's spicy. Oh, that's spicy. But it is not making the player turn red. Let's think about that. In here, this area right here. So we have the text showing up, right? So it does say, oh, that's spicy. But the player is not turning red during the run of while it's active. So What do we need to do for it? Well, let me double check that. I don't think I saw the "oh, it's spicy." I did not see this, right? And we're gonna make that. Well, let's give a better look here. There we are. All right. I enjoy that song too, and I appreciate the sub with Prime. You are like top notch today. I appreciate it. I really do. All right. So we need to get a taco. So we have to go through the first part here. Right? And then there we are. Let's go here. We're gonna choose this. We need pick one, pick this. We can just rotate through them. Taco. Alright.
Yeah, well, that means another coffee break.
Ooh, coffee break. I like coffee breaks. Thank you, Sergeant Halo. We get to live another day with that coffee break. All right. Now the enemies are out. We can test this. Let's move over here so I'm not accidentally doing something. Let's hit R. Okay. I saw it say...
Hello there. Hello there.
I saw it say... Oh, that's
Hello
spicy.
there. Another happy landing.
Have a happy landing. Homeless. Hello. That's my favorite hello there. All right. I don't... Just so everyone else can see it, right? We have... That's why I made this thing bigger. When you hit R, it says, oh, that's spicy, but the player itself is not turning red. So we need to think about that. What is what was that? That song makes you immediately start dancing? Yeah. It is. It's when I was looking for stuff, that was probably the best one, right? All right, we're going to close this. It is not showing red, so we need to fix it. I know I have red built in, right? But we're going to try to find it. So let's think about this. We have player items. In here, and then in player draw, where's the draw event? Right here. This is our flash timer. Why? I need to remove the color. I need to say image blend here, because I think it's overwriting it. So image blend. And draw what? Yes. So this is now image blend that should allow color red to overwrite it. We have it set to 8 seconds. So that should not be a problem. All right, well, let's try it again. I think that was it. I think it was just overwriting it with white. Basically meaning there is no effect to it. So we'll have to go through. Whoops. There it is. Starting with 2 weapons at the beginning is very much cheating. So we will make sure that we take that out. There we go. Taco. And I want to see. Okay, so it does just say this. There. All right. So it says, oh, that's spicy. And now the player is red. And then it should go away. Perfect. All right. That sweet victory came at the right time, Sergeant Halo. I thank you for that. All right. We can turn off the other weapon. So you're only going to start with the one. That's it. Just the one. You're just going to start with a sword. That moves that up there. Do we want to? Might as well, right? Let's see if we can fix that. Let's go back. All right, so the idea is when the weapon is being thrown, do we want it to disappear? So, weapon visual? Or I think we're good with it because I think it's going to be a lot. It might be. Yeah. That's a lot. Sergeant Halo, you're prepping Switch stream. Oh, a Switch stream? That'd be cool. Pikmin. I'm not familiar with the Pikmin series. But you're prepping the Switch. We've tried using the Switch on stream. We struggle sometimes with that. It's just a matter of trying to get it right. The same thing with trying to use the Oculus, like the headset. Struggle with it. But it is stuff we want to try to work on. All right. I think we're going to abandon that. Right? Because this part, I just don't know. It would almost be the same way that I have this, right? This whole thing. So this right here is kind of what we're looking at, but it's going to be Pikmin Nintendo. All right, let me look it up. Check it out. Ooh. Look at all the flowers. That was cool. Oh, wait. I think I know this game. I've seen this. I have not played it. These guys remind me of Snorks. Don't forget, I'm like 4,000 years old. So the Snorks TV show, right? These guys reminds me of them because of the way their head, like the I don't know, the top of their head thing is, right? So you got the little bendy straw things on their heads. That reminds me of them. Like a little sprout thing. I don't know why, but it does. It looks fun. I've seen it. I have not played this at all, but it looks fun. Fun series. First game was on GameCube. Yeah. Yeah, I never had a GameCube. I mean, I had Nintendo, the first NES. Then I had a Wii. I think I had the 64 at some point. But yeah. Right? But yeah, that's cool. We'll definitely check that out. Do you have a lot of problems trying to stream from the Switch? We do. And it's got to be the way we're just setting it up. I mean, it's probably just wrong, but, you know, we'll figure it out. Because there is games on there that I think would be fun to try to stream, right? This will be your first Switch stream? Excellent. Well, we'll see how that goes, right? All right. I think what we're going to do, it's probably going to be the same thing as this. If thrown visible. But we have to declare the shuriken being thrown. Right? Because we don't have that. So, what does that mean? Well, we need to give it a flag. Hello, programmer. Hello, Imperial. How are you doing today? Welcome in on 404 Day. It's the day that doesn't exist. I appreciate you being here. Good. You're working on your new roguelike on GameMaker. Excellent. Excellent. The top-down game called the Escape, right? Because, you know, I'm real creative with names. Is live. It went live earlier, so that it was the official end of the game, and it's out there. And we are just doing some. Does it support gamepad? Yes, it does. Supports gamepad. We're currently doing some updates to it, right? Send you a link. Sure, it's on my itch page. Here is the link to that. Right? So it's a top-down shooter. We're running some final minor updates to it. So this will be kind of like a patch to it, I guess. And that'll be it. And then we'll start talking about the next project. But before we do that, though, I need to find player. Well, it's not a game jam, right? It's not for anything. It's for me. Well, it is. It's for me to learn. And no. So my first full game, Pixel Warrior, right here, this took me about a year, It's a 2D dungeon crawl game. It's got multiple levels, bosses, that kind of stuff. That took me about a year. After that, I was like, I need a break. I need shorter projects to work on to build my skill as a programmer in game dev, because I've only been doing this now just over 2 years. And I was like, I need to work on stuff, right? So after Pixel Warrior, I did the Twitch avatar app. Never did Twitch integration before, so that was my first time. I spent 3 months on it, and that's what you see running around the bottom of the screen here. It also has some channel points built into it. So the Sophie Treat, the Celebration, and the Sunflower Launch, and the Random Avatar are all part of that application, which runs off of my desktop. And what's the name of the game at the top right? I'll get to that one. So it doesn't have a name. Well, sort of. It just says Balloon Airlift. That's the name of it. So after Twitch Avatar app, I did a Neighbors Invade, right? That was a 3-month challenge to myself. You meant in stream? What's the name of the game at the top right? Oh, that you're seeing right now on the clip, right? That is the RPG. That's this one. In the little video, yes. Okay, yeah. And I can, well, the RPG, yeah. So then I did a 3-month tower defense. After that, I started the I did the Balloon Airlift game jam. That was fun. Then I did this one. This is the RPG. This is what you're seeing up there, right? Whiteboard not found. Moo. It looks like it's found. People are on it. 404. 404 day. Whiteboard not found. Are you able to get in or not? That link should work. So, RPG, right, Imperial? I did this for 3 months. It has a bunch of NPCs in it. NPCs are named after people from the local game dev group and from chat, right? So a bunch of you are inside the game. You can talk to Brewer, the barkeep, get some quests. It has 3 biomes, 3 quests, 3 enemies. That was it. That's what I can muster for the 3 months. Now, the fun part is we're going to revisit this game. So starting here in a little bit, we'll be talking about it. And we're going to talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, and what we want to do with it. So we're going to spend 6 months now on the RPG and take it to the next level for version 2 and really, really polish it up and add more biomes, enemies, quests, people you can talk to, all kinds of fun stuff. And everybody in chat gets to be an NPC if they'd like. So, we got that. And I was doing something. What was I doing? Oh, I know. I was looking for this. If weapon projectile, I need to make one for... We're basically going to copy this. Right, so we're going to say if our weapon dot projectile dot object here. Object, range, shuriken, projectile. We'll expand that. We'll indent here in a minute. With object, weapon, visual. If slot index, whoops, is equal to 1. No, not 1, I. We're going to give our tag. So we're going to say false. Thrown projectile is equal to no one. Thrown equals true. And Brent, welcome in. How are you doing? Glad you can make it on 404 day. I like saying that. I like silly things like that. So 404, it really only kind of works in, I guess, the US because of the way we write our month, like our month day in a certain order. It only works that way, right? Project is good. So the escape is live, right? We have our first little patch going out, but that will officially end it because there's a couple things we're like, oh, we should probably get that done. All right, so now let's tab this out. And then this needs tabbed out one more. There we are. Now it looks all nice. Yeah, so the top down is officially out, but I needed a couple extra hours. So this is a patch. I spent more time playing on Crimson Desert than I probably should have, with so close to wanting the game to be done for the project, right? That I kind of ran over. And Monday, I didn't stream because of work. I thought it was going to only be a short meeting. It was supposed to be an hour. It turned into almost like 6.5 hours worth. And it was bad, right? So I lost a whole bunch of time. All right, let's test it real quick. And then I think that was the last piece that we needed right here, right? You've been playing a lot of Slay the Spire 2 now, and you're not getting much dev work done. See? It happens. All right, so we have the shuriken. There. That's much better. So you can see it now disappears from the player's hands when it fires. Right? There we are. I think it's fine. All right. I think we're pretty much done on that. So, let me do a save. Let me pull it back up on here on GitHub. We fixed a number of things. So we made it so the player starts at level 1, not level 0. We made it so the player is starting with the right weapon. And the shuriken destroys itself when it hits an enemy. It now disappears from the hand. I did see one other issue. I don't think we're gonna write this down. Shuriken what keeps throwing from same location even if player moves, right? So that is something we're going to confirm real quick. But whoops, let me turn the shuriken back on. I think that's going to be like our thing, right? We're going to fix that because that'll irritate me if I see it. I'm on game. There we are. Man, OBS takes a minute to see this thing. But yes, all right. So it will throw sometimes from its original position. See how it's still throwing? That's weird. All right, so it's down there. Okay. So let's go back in. Let's go to the next round. All right, I think I know what we need. So we need to go into layer step. Yeah, here. We want this to get changed. So now it needs to incorporate I don't want to type it twice, but what I think we're gonna would do it. This should work. Let's make a we'll just do local variable shuriken, and we'll call it weapon dot projectile dot object is equal to object range there, right? Because what we want to do is here we're going to say or shuriken space that. No, that doesn't make sense. I need it inside the parenthesis. Hold on. In here or shuriken. I'm glad it picked it. Shuriken. There we go. All right. So that should fix that. Spawns it basically at the player's position every time. I had fixed it for the throwing axe, but I ran into the same thing. So now we're doing basically the same exact thing, but for the shuriken. All right. Let's do a quick run, and then we'll take off the weapon of the shuriken. We'll save and update it again, and I'll make a new executable, and we'll update the itch page with it. And then we're going to talk, and then we're going to switch gears. And, yeah, that's much better. Much better. All right. Let's do a save. Let me update this one more time. Update. So now we need to switch this over to there. We need to make a new executable. That is for browser play. And thanks, Brent. I appreciate that. All right, this is done, and we can now move this up to here. And we can finalize that. Let me go back to this. Save. Put it to Windows. And that will be that. Waiting for GitHub to finish. All right. So now we'll come in here. If anybody is currently playing it, it'll probably interrupt it, but deleting it. And we're going to save it. Then we're going to upload the new one. There. So you probably need to go either all the way back or go and refresh your page. But now it is done, right? And we'll call it 1.1. There we are. 1.1. So, for those that are hearing her, because she is now closer, Arwen is like right here. Right behind me. And it's just the way it is, right? So, what do we need to do? We need to switch our GitHub to the other game now. And Brent's coming in with a Sophie treat. Sophie gets jealous when we talk to Arwen and stuff. She's like, "No, I am the star here. There is no Arwen treat. No, not on mine." Jeepin has Arwen treats on her stream. She has blueberry for Arwen, I think. So let's switch over. See Sophie here. Let's move this back a little bit. There we are. And you can see Arwen is now right behind me. Here, we'll lift this up. There she is. She's like, "You have something in your hand. You have something in your hand." But that's Arwen. The now 5-year-old. No, almost. Not yet. 1 week away. We're about a week away from Arwen birthday. Is she a budgie? No. She is a Quaker parrot, otherwise a monk parrot. She's this. So she is the green Quaker parrot. Looks just like that. She's wonderful and likes to talk. Thinks that when we sit here and we stream that we're talking to her, because she's like, I don't understand. I'm going to talk to you anyways. But yeah, this is her, like what she is. Quaker parrot. Also known as a monk parrot because of the gray on the front. Looks like the bib of a monk. But yeah. And like I said, she turns 10. No, she turns 5 on the 10th. So just about a week away. And she talks, although she likes to repeat me a lot, and I say damn it all the time. Especially when gaming. I say some very colorful words when I game. Because it's how I relieve stress. But very cute. Will she get a special treat for her birthday? Yes. We're probably gonna make special like bird parrot like food balls, right? So they'll be like, we'll grind a bunch of different things together, including some pellets, some other food, and some fresh stuff. You grind them into these little balls, and then you give it to her, and she'll love it. So we'll be doing that. All right. We can say that we are officially done with the escape, right? So it went live a couple days late, but that's because of my time crunch, right? Overall, it was a success. Oh, I should have probably updated this. How many hours are we at now? Let's look at it real quick. So we're at 10 days, 17 hours, 15 minutes. Okay. So if we go back to here, this is 10 days, 17 hours, 15 minutes. So we'll increase that by 57 hours. There. That was the total time, right? And it's done. Overall, I think it turned out well, right? And we'll play a little bit. But I like the initial part here. It takes a little bit to get to where you want, but the final has a boss in it that does both like melee and range attacks, so it's a lot of fun. And I built in an ending, so it's a complete game. 3 months. It was definitely a challenge. All these 3-month ones are, right? I'm really happy with the way this looks, because this is mostly all my stuff, except for the portal. I altered it, but a lot of this is just all my stuff. I couldn't get this to animate the way I wanted, so it's just a still body in there. I did pretty good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think you accomplished more than you could, given the 3-month constraint you gave yourself. True. It was a lot. I mean, like when we look at here in that total 3 months, right? I put a solid 10 days, 17 hours into it. So it was 257 hours. That's a lot. Especially as this is a hobby. That was a lot. You got to fit in work, social life, random other stuff you got to get done. So that was it. But the game's live, right? So anyone can come on here. It is on my main itch page. It's right here. And yeah. Now, the fun part. Ads are, well, all right, this part's not fun. Ads are going to go off in about like 20 seconds. They're not very fun. What's going to be fun is when we get back, we are going to review what we're doing next. And we'll use the whiteboard. We'll check it out. We'll also review our our level drawing here. That's excellent, right? So we're going to be covering a lot, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to do with the next one, right? Because it's a slightly different style project, so we're evolving again. Exactly, Arwen. All right. Like I said, ads are about to go off. So now is a good time. We're going to do a coffee break. And
Yeah, well, that means another coffee
there we
break.
are. Come our next step, charge $99.99 per page view. $999.99 to download. Retire. Excellent. We got that. We can do it. All right. One of the things I may add is some new stuff to the page. It's just testing some stuff, but we'll see. Anyways, ads are here. I need some coffee. So I will talk to everybody in a few moments. Hang tight. And I will see you then. All right. We're back. So, what are we doing now? Well, we're going to pull this up. We're going to revisit the RPG. That's what we're doing. So, this game And we're gonna call this version 1, right? Let me go here. We'll pull up the page. Yes. All right. So yeah, we're gonna call the RPG version 1. That's what's done, right? That was from the 3-month challenge that we did with it. We spent 306 hours on that one, which is that's a lot. But the idea now is, I think we're gonna spend 6 months on this. I have the game saved to source control before starting on enhancements. Yeah. So, sort of. What I think we're going to end up doing, because we're not going to edit anything today, we're going to be talking about it, right? Is, I don't know, I'll have to figure that out. Maybe make another branch of it, a copied branch. No, not a branch. We'll make a copy of it, right? It's not going to edit this. We'll have a whole nother one. So, that's where we're going to be at with that, right? So we'll close the project. Yeah, planning, lots of planning. But what does it have now? Well, let's go into our whiteboard. Let's use the whiteboard. And I love the fact that I don't know who drew it, but this is on the whiteboard, which is linked at the above. If you're having problems with that link, let me know. I'll put a new link into chat. Somebody's having an alien take a cow. Yeah, that's excellent. So, what does it have now? Yeah, I'm not sure who. Somebody in chat did it. Come here. Come here. Come here. Is somebody outside? Did somebody do something? Is there a package? There is a package. That's a big package. All right. Hold on. Cows are always being abducted. I know. I'm going to do a quick be right back. I'm going to grab the package off of the porch, and then we'll get started. So hang out one tight. I'll be right back. Okay. I ordered a new chair for on the balcony, and that's what showed up. All right. What were we doing? We were talking aliens. So, yeah, I love this. Yeah, and the poor cows are always being adopted, taken, you know? But let's take a look here. This is all the stuff that was put in there, right? So we're going to go into the whiteboard here. We'll come over here. There. this is what's in there. We have 3 quests, right? We have so you have rats, lizard, and skeletons. We have a turn-based attack system. We have that has light attacks, heavy attacks, and defend. We have NPCs. The names are viewers from chat, or they're from the local game dev group and some friends, right? So we have that. NPC dialogue. The barkeep is the one with the dialogue right now. You really can't talk to anybody else. Player gets to level up. You can shop. You can buy and sell items. Like I said, we have 3 enemies and 3 biomes. We have the town, which is the grasslands. We have the marsh and swamp area, and then we have the cave. That's kind of what we have now. So we're going to play a little bit of it and check it out, right? So before I hit start, we have the best part. We have Sophie treats. There we are. And don't forget, Sophie is the star of the show. I'm kind of just the co-host here. There we are. I appreciate that, Dark Horse. Thank you for the Sophie treat. She thanks you too. All right. The RPG. That's the name, right? Does that mean, is the name going to change? I don't know. Can we come up with a better name? Possibly. But like I said, the people in here, these are all people from chat, the local game dev group, that kind of stuff. And what can you do? Well, you can come in and talk to the barkeep. And Brewer is the barkeep, right? So those that don't know, Brewer the Greater is a GameMaker streamer as well, who's currently working on their game. But Brewer is the barkeep. So you can talk to the barkeep here, and it swaps between them, shows you who is talking, right? You can need a job, you can go through, and right now the jobs are kind of locked, right? They're gatekept. So you can't do the lizard one or the skeletons until you complete the first one. So once you do the first one, you have to do the second one and then third. Kind of gatekeeps it, you know, so forces you to go do one before you can complete it. So we'll have to do rats, because if not, looks like you haven't completed the first quest. Work on that before seeking a tougher job, right? All right, understood. So we'll do rats. Silly vermin are taking over our cellar. They come in from the marsh down south, so it's hint right there. It's telling you where the swamp area is. It looks like it's repeating some of the stuff, but we're going to accept it. Yeah, see, it just said the player is repeating some of the exact same stuff. All right, we have a quest. You can, and this one's not going full size. It probably should, but it's not. You can either tap here or hit J. It's going to show you the quest log. We're on active, and you can look at the stuff you've done, but we're active. So we have to think about our direction that we want to go with this, right? So you come down into the cellar. This is the turn-back combat I was talking about. And right now, this game is not controller supported. It is only keyboard and mouse. So we'll have to add in controller support, I think, at some point. Right? Let's review. Let's make a new tab here. Audio is messing up in the game. So you can turn it off if you. Oh, for you. Yeah. OBS, that's part of the problem that we have with a Switch stream. Trying to stream with the Switch through OBS using your like a capture card. We have, it's weird. Yes. We've run into that a lot where it doesn't always work, very well. And that's one of the reasons we haven't done it, is because we tried and it kept messing up on us. I think we need to determine, do we want turn-based attack systems? I kind of like it. The groundwork for it is already built, right? All right, progress is still being tracked. Let's go out. There. And Brent, there you are. Brent, the information broker. You have no dialogue, so you're not a very good information broker. This round is going to fix that, by the way. Who's that handsome NPC? It's just some guy. Right? That's you. But we're going to have to figure out what it is that you are the information broker of. So we'll have to find all that. Plus, by the way, for those that don't know, look, there is Sophie in the game, and you can pet the dog. In War, good morning. How are you doing? How have you been? We just finished a game, and so now we're starting to review what we're doing for the next project. We have completed, we'll go back to it here. We completed The Escape, a top-down shooter. So just 3 months project. It was about 255-ish hours, and it's up. It's live, right? So you can get to that one particularly by going here. It's all browser play, kind of fun, right? It's glitchy. It's got some stuff to it, but it works. It's not bad for a little 3-month project. What we're talking about now is this. And we're going to revisit the RPG for 6 months now. We're going to take it to the next level. Right? There's Homeless. I know he's in here somewhere. it's going to be exciting. I think so, right? And again, you can come up and you can pet the dog, right? We have Kelmar and Starfish there. There's Jeepin wandering around. One of the things I did not do on this was I did not fix some of the depth layering issues. So we're going to have to fix that, right? Because on some of this, like right here, I can walk on top of the house. Yeah, you're not supposed to walk on the house, but I can. I feel like there's dog hair on my nose or something. I mean, with her like right behind me, it's a good possibility. So yes, Q, this is the absolute best time for throwing in ideas because we're discussing what we like and what we don't like. Currently it's on a turn-based combat. It needs updated. And Brent, one thing you want to ask that is probably one of the most important things, whether you have plans to update the combat. Absolutely. Combat is absolutely going to get updated, right? So if we go to the whiteboard, which anybody can use the whiteboard, you can come on, draw, or make suggestions here. You can type what you're looking at and what you think. Or if you want to keep adding to the alien abducting a cow, go ahead. So right now, this is all we got. We have 3 quests. All right, let's do this. We have suggestions. Voila. And we're going to put that here. Why do we're not doing that. Let's make this not yellow, green. And it would help if this was black so we could see it. No, was that not right? There we go. All right, we're gonna put suggestions over here, and we have combat update. Yes, we'll have combat update, right? How about hidden quest where you give the dog a bone? Give the dog a bone. And that song just ran through my head. And you get a companion to fight with you. Hidden quest. Give dog bone for companion. Fighting. All right, so that's an idea. And yeah, if you want to hop on and make suggestions, you could do that. So the whiteboard link is at the top. If you are having problems with the link, I think somebody said they had problems earlier. Let me know, and I'll relink it. So one of the things that we did not have, and Q, you are absolutely right, we did not have a boss. I ran short on time. We weren't able to do it in 3 months. An RPG in 3 months is just crazy to begin with. And it was very much am I going to consider this a fail? Right? But we pulled it off, but we had to cut that out. I think bosses are important to have. So bosses, maybe both quest and location based, right? So a boss only for the quest and a random exploration coming across and finding a boss of the area. All I think is important stuff, right? Gear shop. Yes. The shop right now only offers some food because he's the barkeep. Gear. Oh, well, that also means we need to add gear. We don't have gear in there yet, right? Both for player and a shop for the gear. So maybe that means we need to make like a bit of a blacksmith shop. What about potions? There is a potion in the game you can buy from the brewer, right? Who's the barkeep. But there's no shop for it either. So potions. How about adding a potion dealer shop? Right? What else? What do people like in role-playing games? Do we want to really add to it? Like, do we want partial resource gathering so you can go and chop a tree or pick things and use it for like resources? Do we want the player to have their own little house? Character slots, yes. So, character slots, right? That is a possibility. Other companions. We can put that there. I mean, do we want to go to the extent that maybe this has crafting in it? And if so, does that mean you're going to be resource collecting? Do you want to be able to chop down trees? Do you want to go pick things? Do you want to add a little bit of farming into it? Have your own house? That kind of stuff? And it would probably be limited to that, right? I don't want like your own crafting spot. No, I want to use like the blacksmith in town, or no, making your own potions because you got to go to the potion dealer, right? You prefer your RPGs to be more story and combat rather than resource gathering and that kind of stuff. True. So we need to expand upon the story. Develop the story, right? So we got to develop the story. And I guess we should put it here. Does the player have its own house for storage, item collecting, that kind of stuff? Or no house and just a chest in a bank? Exactly, Q, because I was thinking like Diablo, right? Or player how about, or bank in town with storage. So those are going to have to be, right? We're going to have to choose that. What about, oh, and Brett, this is the best part, Brent. Player skill tree. Right? We are going to have a skill tree. And this is definitely going to be your easy skill tree stuff. That is the most important part. It is. It is. It's a mix. I like... It's so hard to narrow down what I want because I like the going out, exploring, and fighting stuff, and you're picking up items everywhere. But then I enjoy bringing that stuff back and collecting it. So I have a storage. I always hoard things. It's my, my problem. So, and I still think you can do that even with a like turn-based combat system, right? But you're going to be able to find stuff. There will be new like items out in the world. Items out in the world, like treasure chests, that kind of stuff. So we'll have that. And like I said, we're going to be spending 6 months on this. So more biomes. Biomes. Currently, we have 3. I'd like to expand it. So there's at least 6. Right? And thank you for the follow. So, Brent, a storage box also assumes that your player has a holding capacity. Well, you do now, right? So if we go here and resume this, we have a bag. You have an inventory. You can hold 9 items. No quick bar yet. I took that out, but it's in the game. It's just, I took it out. But we have 9 item bag slots. That can be expanded. Oh, maybe new, like, different bags. You can expand your stuff too. Then storage may work. True. Right? And like I said, we're going to have different biomes. I'd like at least 6. We have 3 right now. Yeah, and this is, we got to work on the story, but it's open exploration with quests that will direct you to different places. But it just has turn-based combat, right? And like I said, we have 3 biomes right now. So we have the grasslands, which is here, which is brighter. You're like, oh, this is it, right? The 4 there. The lighting system is going to get worked on. We'll mark that down here in a minute. But it gets dark when you go into here. And this is the marsh swamp area. So let's go back to the whiteboard. We need to mark down lighting. New system, right? I don't want just an alpha hole punched. Sergeant Hill, I guess you'll just stream some Cult of the Lamb. Nothing wrong with Cult of the Lamb. Now you got all the DLC. Excellent. Cult of the Lamb is great. I'm still working through it. I'm almost done with the initial part, but yeah, with all the new DLC stuff, it's great. It's one of my favorite games. And he's here somewhere. Oh, he's in a box. I have the lamb here with the hammer. He's in his Funko Pop box. Next to the Voltron Funko Pop back there. All right. What about a new player? Sergeant, you're going to start it over so everyone can choose a different skin from DLC if they want to join. Excellent. I think that's a good idea. When I went to go do this, I started over as well, right? I downloaded the new stuff and I was like, oh, I want to do it because as you're playing through the original content, there's new stuff in it from the update, from the DLC. And I was like, I really want that. So that's a good thought. All right. For those that have played this, right? What do we think of our player? Do we want somebody new? Do we want it so he doesn't just hold the sword? He kind of looks a little different compared to the others, which is fine. Right? But I think we might be able to do some gear, right? Make it so that you have some gear, and then I guess we'll have to do visual representation of the gear on the player, right? We do have already built in a road over here, but it says looks like it's blocked and you can't get access. I put this in and I was thinking, oh, we need some way to repair the bridge, right? Like a quest to repair it to get out. And the ability to clear the fallen logs here, and that will open up another area. Yeah. For now, we'll put this in the whiteboard. For now, though, we do have... Do we want player looks? Different player? Sprites. So let's just put appearance. Also, do we want a selectable player at the start? right? Game start character selection. And maybe with that comes classes. So now we have classes. Like if we bring that in, that means we're going to have different classes. Or you just start off as the same class and it's just picking different types of characters at the beginning. Does it sound achievable to me in 6 months? I have no idea. That's a lot, right? We're going to keep adding to the list though. Why? I like doing that. But as we progress, we'll shave off things that we need to, right? For 3 months, we did pretty good. We should rank them. That's a good idea, Brent. All right. Well, let's start ranking it. What out of the stuff that we have? Let me turn off the notes so everybody can see it better. Out of the stuff that we have, what do people find or think they really want, right? Things that I think are important, right? Combat. So update to the, whoops, let's leave it in our list. No, we're just going to move it. We'll move it here. We have combat, right? What else? Well, I would say skill tree to that. Combat skills. Then I would probably say biomes and lighting system. Right? What do we think so far? Right? You think the lighting system is closer to the bottom? Okay. Well, we can move that. And your opinion is very important. So I think that's a good thing to figure out, right? Let's move it. We moved it because we have a lighting system. Is it perfect? No, but we have a lighting system, right? I would love to make this a very precise light system. And by that, I want to use glare. All right. So this is glare, right? directional lighting with like shadows and stuff, I think that would be... All right, so hold on. Let's go here. This is it, right? I think that would be great. If we could get... If we work on lighting, this is what I would like to try to do. Right? You can drop lights, colors, a whole particle system engine into this. Now, this is already built. I don't have to build the lighting engine, but you do have to do some work to get it to be in there, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking for. If we get to that point. And this is the engine. Right? Oops. So, if we get to the lighting, that's what I want to work on. A streamer, also a game designer, dev is Hamster Hammer. He uses the glare engine. All right, so now we have biomes. We have 3. I want at least 6. And he started using the skill tree engine too. Nice. Nice. All right, so we were prioritize story, develop our story, and bosses. Oh, you know what we haven't wrote down here? West. Listen, I want you to be this. There. So we have quest, right? That should probably go above the bosses because you need the quests to be functioning to be able to do the rest. So, it's getting a bit late for you, so you're gonna have to log off. But you really look forward to see where you take the combat stuff. Yeah. The big question before you run, Brent, is keep it turn-based or switch it so it's live action style. I like the turn-based, but I think it needs a really polished and cleaned up. I think it works well. So I was leaning towards keeping it. Right? Because if we put that here, keep as turn-based or switch to live action. Right? So far, the game's already in there. So we got to make that decision, right? I like it as turn-based. I think we'll probably keep it that way. You think going real time would push the project beyond 6 months? Probably. We could always keep it for farther down the road too if we decide to switch or make a different version or whatever, right? But I think turn-based is probably the way we're going to do. in Kalvar, you started turn-based. Switching would be a major rewrite, so you would keep it. True. Okay. Because then you'd have to program and animate all the enemies and their attacks. True. True. So currently we'll just put the stuff here, right? We're gonna keep it as we'll keep it over here. It's not a suggestion. We're just gonna keep it. And Brent, good night. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. If I don't get to chat with you. All right. I think the other big thing is going to be gear. Both for the player to have and for the shop. I think that's going to be another massive component, right? Because now you got to be able to design the gear. You got to be able to have the player with it, whether it shows up on the player or not. Yeah. So it's going to be another big component, right? So gear is just going to be a big one. What? Character slots, other companions? Or are we thinking game character selection, right? What do people prefer? This is probably the bigger one. Right? Then we can add character slot for like companions. And maybe you can pick up one or two others to be able to do stuff with in the game, right? So go fight stuff, and now you have a buddy to go fight. Let's take that out. And we're going to say add player gear. Right? But then we're really going to have to expand this, because if we do all this, right, we're going to have to say, all right, well, that means we're probably going to need shops. Under the shop, we'll have to do potions, gear, can I do it right from here? I am limited on some stuff because obviously this is the free version. There, right? And Calvar, character selection more important than gear. Sounds good. There. Yes, if you have character selection, it means your character should be able to wear all the different gear, right? So that's if we choose it that way, right? Maybe you don't, and you only have one type of character. I don't know. We haven't thought about classes yet. If we want to start it with, like, I don't know, 2 classes, and you can pick only 2, that helps narrow the scope down too, right? I just got distracted by something for a minute. I think that maybe I'll run another camera around here to over here, and maybe Arwen can be on camera too, and maybe I'll have the pet cam switching back and forth. Or maybe it's a channel point that switches the camera. Right? All right. So we have shops. We have gear. Under gear, we have helm. We'll have pauldrons, shoulders. Chest piece. Gloves. And we have legs and feet, right? So now we got all that. All right, so now we have that. If you had 2 very different class archetypes, like a swordsman and a mage, then you could restrict gear to what makes sense for each. True. Light armor versus heavy armor. Hold on, there's a sword that just appeared. Sword. Death. Oh, look at these. Look at that stuff. That's cool. All right. You can pick up the sword and make it look like you're attacking people. There. That's a good idea, right? So game character selection. Let's put over here a new category. Call it character selection. what then? Class arch types. And gear sets. Skill trees. Right? So we're going to have a three things so far for that, right? We have your archetypes, right? Then you're going to have your gear set and skill tree. This would be also, I think I saw the notification ads are about to go off. I think there's a little bit of coffee left. So I'll probably take a quick be right back, grab some coffee, and then we'll get back to it. Like fighter, mage, to start, right? Yep. I was correct. Let's take a quick be right back. I'm gonna grab some coffee, and I'll see everybody in a few moments. Okay, I'm back. What is that? What are we drawing? So we have shurikens, like ninja stars. We got a chain. That's a pretty cool looking chain. Then we got a sword. And is that a pizza? Oh, we need to work on food. But yep. So there we go. I was just waiting for ads. All right, so we should be back. Let's go here and let's put in, we'll have to do like our food list. This will be under items though. Items. we need food. Food. Right? What else do we need? We need... We'll have... gear. That's an item. It's kind of not really an item. Food. Well, we'll leave it at just food for right now. How about treasure? Random things we can sell. How's that? So we'll go to food. Then we'll come in here and look at this, right? All right. So this is what we've ranked. And then we have like random items in the world. We need to move in there. Yeah. So we also need like quest. And we have 3 so far. We have the rats. We have the lizard people. Nope. And we have skeletons. There we go. All right. This might be all right. Because then we'll take these 2 and move it down. So another shop that we currently have is the barkeep has a shop. So what we are currently doing for anyone else that has just joined or any of that stuff, we're currently laying out the concepts and ideas that we want in the expanded version of the RPG, which is what we're going to be doing, right? So this RPG is the game that we're going to revisit. We spent 3 months on it already during one of the projects, but now we're going to make version 2 and kind of really take it to the next level. We had some suggestions, and these are currently our suggestions, right? And then we were taking some of these suggestions and I guess we were ranking the suggestions on the things that we think are important. And if you are there and you want, feel free to come in and add to the suggestion list. And then we can review it and we'll put it here, right? What do we got? We have a Sophie treat. Dark Horse, thank you for that. Let's switch to Sophie. Hold on, Sophie. You ready? Sit. Good girl. Thank you for that, Dark Horse. She appreciates it. All right. We have split out. We have shops, gear, quest. Oh, what about NPCs? NPCs. We should probably also put that over here somewhere. Right? Dialogues. This is a lot for, you know, doing one person on this stuff, but quest, NPC dialogues, I think we'll break it down into shopkeepers, right? I think we'll break it down into how about like bar patrons? Is that how I spell it? Bar patrons. Town folk. We'll call it world NPCs. Ones that are out of town, somewhere else. Yeah, I think that'd be all right. Let's make our little drop downs here. There we are. All right. What are we thinking? What else do we feel needs to be suggested? And what do we want as far as our ranking goes of what we feel should be the order of things that we work on? Now, granted, I'll probably bounce around between them, but, you know, it's all right. We have shops, character selection. We have items, right? We have gear, quest, NPCs, enemies, and this is stuff we're going to keep expanding, right? So we'll make the initial board and then we'll expand upon it. So this should be orange. We have rats. We have lizards. Skeletons. We also can dedicate it maybe to biomes. Maybe we should think of enemies like that, right? So we have world enemies, things that can be in any biome, right? Then we also have, we currently have 3 biomes, so that's what we'll list. We have grasslands, we have swamp or the marsh, whichever you prefer. And we have our cave system. Caves, right? So right now, rats are going to be considered world ones. There. Then we have lizards, which are in the swamp. Right? And we have our caves, which then has the skeletons in it. And all this goes underneath enemies. And this will also help figure out parent objects. There. Right? So that is kind of what we got. All right. That is our structure. And look at all the objects. That's awesome. You know what? You have an axe over here. I don't know. Let's put our NPC stuff, like our enemies, under the axe. Just kidding. There it is. All right. What else do people enjoy? Like when you're playing some sort of RPG, what is it you enjoy? Right? Like what little repeatable things that you like? What about town locations? Town resources, maybe? Town resources? Yeah, well, it's an alright name. Under there, we have the bar. Well, we'll call it the pub. Tavern. Pub. Tavern. We have well, we don't have anything yet, but we're going to need blacksmith. We're going to need potion. We're going to need a bank. Right? All right. So we have a pub, a tavern, a blacksmith, a potion, whatever, and a bank. Those will be the 4 interactable places. Let's make 5. General goods. Because you're going to need somewhere to be able to trade in stuff or sell it. Which, you can sell it to any of them, but we'll make a special one too. Alright. This is a lot. This is a lot. Breaking this out, trying to figure it out, you know. What else do we want to try to break out? Quest gear. Companions. Let's add that. There. This is definitely a lot, right? This will be exciting to try to work on for the next 6 months and see what exactly we're able to do. Does anybody else have any suggestions? Chat, what do you have? And do I have something in the wrong place that you think feels like it fits better somewhere else? So what's going to happen later today? Well, after stream, I think I'm going to go start working on the TJ Wrangler that we have. I'm going to start pulling off the serpentine belt. I'm going to see if I can get the refrigerant out using the new system that I bought to be able to like pull that out so I can depressurize the lines. And then what I'm doing after that is once I can depressurize the lines, I need to take the AC compressor off because there's a new one going on. Yep. All right. After that, well, I'm probably gonna, we should say, do that. I want to get some gaming in because obviously I'm addicted to Crimson Desert now, and there's so much to that game. And that is, again, if you've never played it or seen it, Crimson Desert is kind of the game where in the board decisions on what they wanted in the game, they never said no. They never said no. Someone's like, let's make it medieval. Sure, that sounds like a great idea. Let's make it steampunkish. Hey, that sounds like a great idea. Let's put dragons in it. Excellent. Wonderful idea. Let's have the void. You know what? That sounds like a great idea. Let's put that in there. We should make it so you can steal everything. Also, great idea. They never said no, right? They're like, let's make it so you can pick up a wild animal and then drown it in the river. Excellent. That's a good idea. Like, lasers. Let's add laser helmets into the game. Sure. That sounds like a great idea. Laser guns. Perfect. Like, they never said no to anything. The game has so many things in it, and it's massive. So it kind of all fits, though. All right. Bosses, gear, items, biomes. Okay, so we should put biomes here. We're gonna move that right there, and we're gonna put biomes. Right, because we need to expand that. What do we have? We have grasslands. We have swamp / marsh. Caves. I know winter cold area. I would like a desert. Hot. And I think that's that. We need at least one more. Right? So we have one more. Then there. All right, so that's we split out biomes. I would like 6. We have 3. All right. We should probably put in combat. And think about what we want there. Light, attack. We have a heavy attack. We have a defend. Turns. We need based on number of enemies. We need to figure that out. Okay. Let's add that. here to there. All right. There. I think that's pretty broken out, right? This is kind of the rank. I think we're going to start working on stuff. Now, it's going to be, I'll be bouncing around back and forth. We have a lot of this stuff. We just need to expand more of it. And some things we don't have at all. We don't have the skill tree yet, but we're going to use Brent Brothers Easy Skill Tree Builder, and we're going to put that into the game. I think that's a pretty good list. Don't you, chat? All right. What else do I want to get done today? Well, like I said, there's some vehicles work that I need to get done. There's some general house chores that I need to get done. There is also vehicle house chores. I need to work on this. So what also is going to happen today is I need to break out and make a new game. So I'm going to take a copy. I'm going to make a copy of the RPG GitHub one, like my repository for it. I'll make a copy of it. We're going to make version 2. And that way we can edit it and do stuff to it and not destroy the first one. So we'll do that. I'll do that. And then I'll probably sit here and try to figure this out. And start to work on some more of this, right? Now, tomorrow, stream is at same time, so 7 a.m. Mountain Time, right? Same digital channel, same, digital time. We'll continue working on this. I'm going to have to copy all this over. We'll make it as one picture. And we'll copy it over to the new one, right? So I don't pay for the whiteboard. I don't get to save this stuff. Although I should probably pay for the whiteboard. But this whiteboard is available for 21 more hours, right? Right here. And it will be there. So if you have suggestions or things you can think of and you want to add it, come in here and add them. That'd be fine. If you want to sit and draw, that's fine too. And we'll check it out. But I think we're at a good point. I need to think about on some of this stuff. There's not much more that we're going to accomplish right now. So I think it's time to go ahead and get started because the garage working on the vehicle is going to probably take me a couple hours. So might as well get started, right? All right. Let's see if we have any more. We have, of course, our great drawing over here. And then we have all this stuff, right? We keep obtaining new items with everything. All right. This column, suggestions. So if you're on here and you want to do stuff or make a suggestion, just put it in here. And we'll go with that. This is currently our ranking system. And these are kind of how we're breaking things out. So it'd be good stuff, right? All right. I think that's kind of it. Hi. Let's do. Hello. All right. I think that's it. So, Jeepin, hi. I think we're just about done. This is what we came up with. A lot of breakout stuff. We talked about suggestions for the RPG game, what we think the rank of order needs to be, and we started breaking stuff out into little categories. It is a mountain worth of info and things that need to be done in 6 months. Right? It's just a lot. It's a lot. There'll probably be some time where I'll take off an extra day or two from the, regular work because I have some PTO I need to use anyways. And, yeah. You need to make it so the NPCs get mad when you bump into them. We could do that. That'd be funny. Right? We'll make that under suggestions here. NPCs get mad when bumped into. All right. So, I think this is going to be good, right? So after this, like I said, I'm going to go work in the garage for a while, come back, probably play some games, and then work on this a little bit as well. But I think we're at a good spot. So, with that being said, let's see who's on. They spilled their drinks in the pub. Yeah, we're going to have to work on a whole bunch of stuff with them, right? Who do I see on? Let's see. You know what? It's not normally on this early, but we're gonna go say hi to Hamster. And that will be it for today. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Tomorrow, 7 a.m., same digital time, same digital place. We'll be back to continue working on the RPG. Probably some more design concepts. We're going to break it down then. We're going to work on combat first, I think. And it's going to be great. It'll be fun. But I appreciate everyone. I'm going to call it for today. And I hope everybody has a great Saturday. And don't forget, today's 404. It's the day that doesn't exist, right? The 404 error. I know, I'm a geek. But let's go ahead and say hi to Hamster. And I will talk to you all later. Bye now.